A ways back, I pre-ordered a thing. Then I decided I didn't want the thing, but it was pre-ordered on AmiAmi, so I decided I'm not going to cancel the thing. The thing will show up, and then I'll just sell it. And then the thing showed up, and I opened the thing. And now, I'm in trouble. Well, hello there everybody, I'm Photo Dave, and this is Toypixx, and whether this is your first or 100th time on the channel, Toypixx is all about helping you and helping me get a whole lot better at our action figure photography. So if that sounds cool to you, go ahead and click subscribe while I describe what's going on here. This is a mistake, really. Let's just be honest. I got a new figure from a new line, and now I love it. And holy crap, it's gonna look so good in front of the lens. So let's get into the story of how this thing came to be. Okay folks, I don't really know where to begin, so I guess I'll start with how I got this guy. So a while back I decided I'm going nuts about Diaclone. I'm getting all in. I'd never had one before, but they looked super cool and I wanted to give them a shot. So I actually ordered 4 of these. And when the time was creeping up and I knew that AmiAmi was going to send me the payment request and everything, I thought maybe I should cancel them. But then I decided, no, I'll just order them and then I'll sell them and keep the AmiAmi points. I just don't want to open them because I know me, it looked like a cool figure and I didn't want to open one because then I might want to keep them all. You know how it goes. We're all collectors, right? So I made the mistake of opening one, and I should have just sold him because this thing is incredible. And I'm not sure I'll be able to show off just how cool he is on the camera, partially because when he's dark like this and all black, there we go. Okay, I was afraid he wasn't going to focus. But yeah, just look at the detail on this. And this thing is tiny, I'll do size comparisons, but spoiler alert, he's a lot smaller than the 3.0 MDLX Bumblebee. But yeah, let's just get into how this guy moves. This is a ridiculous figure as far as movement because it's so tiny and it moves every which way you could possibly want it to move. So let's try to do this without getting too in the way of the lighting. Here's his head. A little bit of just twist. Nothing too nuts, but the detail on that head is crazy. Here is the shoulder, because, I mean, like I say, guys, I really don't know what I'm doing with this one. I've never had one of these before. So you've got that goes up there. The shoulder flips around, no big deal. The joints are all super tight. Here's his elbow, which has, I guess you'd almost say it's double jointed. But that's insane movement for a little guy like this. And trust me, when you see how little this is, you're going to be absolutely shocked. So there's that. So we got that going. Let's see. What else to show? Okay, so he's got a bit of a crunch. Not tons. But then he can spin. Actually, you know what? He doesn't have a crunch. Woo! Oh my gosh, a piece of articulation he doesn't have. That's it, and the waist cut. Actually, for robots, I guess I'm not too hardcore about the waist cut. But then we've got his leg, which, let's get this arm out of the way here. Leg kicks out like that. Kicks up plenty high, because again, robot. Comes around like that really well. This is a piece that keeps him balanced. His ankle is crazy. You can see kind of the pin going through there to give him all kinds of rocker. It goes back quite a bit. And, let's see, doesn't go forward quite as much, but yeah, I mean, the articulation on this thing is insane, considering its size. And again, I'll be sure to show that. You got some twist at the thigh there. But yeah, this guy is just ridiculous. And you can see all the little detail. And when I say little, believe me, I'm going to belabor that point because it's crazy. He ended up being kind of a model kit, too, so I had to cut things off a sprue, and I haven't done that in years. I actually had to buy a pair of snips so I could do it. But this little peg here on his waist is for a sword. Like you can see it working on this side. All these things. Like got the handle on this sword here. Whew. Shaky, shaky. This is tough to show a little bit. This gun back here, this part rotates in and then pegs into this piece in his back, which pegs into his back itself. Then this piece is up here so you can attach things in these ports. One of the cool things about Diaclone is just how modular they are. And I've read about it, but you don't really get a taste of it until you see the figure itself. So yeah, this guy is just absolutely ridiculous and loaded. I mean, he's got, let's see. You know what? Let's just get into the accessories in the next part here. Now, beyond a whole lot of little pieces to keep things attached to the figure, like these guys, we also have a sticker sheet because, as you know, or as maybe you don't know and I'm about to tell you, Diaclone figures are basically made for army building. So you can see there, you have 00 through 05 or 05 times 2. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I thought Diaclone's a bad idea, but they just look so cool, and I'm a sucker for army building. I actually have 2 Alley Vipers sitting in my pile of loot at BBTS right now. Good times. He also came with 2 very nice books. These are, for those who don't know, these are kind of the predecessors to Transformers. Let's zoom out a bit here so you can see that. Very nice color, Takara Tomy. Good times. The inside of this one is also highly colorful, as you can see. There's all kinds of things you can do, transform them, all that. I haven't gotten that far yet. I was just so excited to show this guy off to you. And then we've got this one that does give you the instructions on how to turn them into various things. One thing I wish they still did that I understand why they don't is, remember way back when in the 80s, like the earliest series of Transformers, they were actual photos, so you knew by color what you were supposed to do. Black and white's just a little tougher to do, but still, I was able to figure it out. Now, let's get into the weapon stuff. We have a huge cannon, which this piece right here up front, you tilt like this, or you can twist like that to go into any of the ports on the figure, so that's kind of modular storage. Very cool stuff on this here Canon Tap Gun. We have a much smaller gun. Consider this his pistol, or its pistol, being a robot and all. Very cool. The story of Diaclone is crazy. I guess there's an alien invasion, and these are all just mechs that people pilot to try and stop the aliens, so they're basically on huge assembly lines, which is why they're so great for army building. Now, look at that sword. The sword is very cool, I think. Serrated, painted, all that. Very cool. Don't use it to cut your steaks. I'm not sure it's that sharp. But comes with 2 of those. 2 of all the weapons that you're seeing here, actually. And then he's got this. It's kind of a shield. He can put on one arm, and then there's another shield. He can put on another arm, or, let's see if I can do this on camera. Kind of, ish, because I'm sort of going off camera to do it. You can put them together. They do seat better than that, but for one massive shield. Awesome, awesome stuff. I'm digging this thing, and apologies for the camera getting all jumpy like that. I still gotta figure out why that's happening, but yeah, very cool stuff. Okay, now one more crazy thing to show off. This is the part with the head, kind of the chest assembly. Remember how I said these things are mechs that are piloted by people to keep the aliens off the homeworld? Check this out. Now you can kind of see how tiny this thing is. See if I can do this. There we go. You pop that open. you pop this. Come on, pop that out. And if I can get to him, there's actually a dude inside there, which is insane. Look at this thing. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the predecessor to your Transformers. This is a Diaclone pilot. Now, from the description, he's about 1.2 inches tall, or 1.19, I don't remember. Tiny. But look at this. Look at that crazy articulation. Get him in, he can sit just fine. I don't know, look at that, even elbow articulation. I don't know, oh, head articulation. You can swivel his neck a bit. Kind of hard to see with the way I've got the lights, of course, but yeah, this thing's tiny and highly impressive. These are just really kind of worth it, I have to say. It was a pretty penny. It was less than $50, but that's if you don't count shipping. But yeah, very cool. Now, before we get too hardcore into the size comparisons, here's a size comparison of the mech and the pilot. Tiny, tiny. Like, I can't stress how small this thing is, but it's so jam-packed and has so much articulation. It's even got bicep swivel that I didn't show off in the articulation segment, so I'm kind of showing it here with the way he's holding the sword. Okay, yeah, mech versus pilot. Pilot's tiny, but now, let's see about that mech. Here we go. Now there they are, sized up with a 3.0 MDLX Bumblebee, my current figure of the year. And that's just to show you how tiny this thing is, but you might not have Bumblebee, so considering my G.I. Joe videos get quite a bit of views, I'm assuming the people that watch this, most of you have some classified, so let's compare it to some classified. And now here he is, with the big man, the average man, and the whoa man. So you can see, for everything this thing can do, for all the modularity, for all the accessories, for all the craziness, for all the movement, the articulation, the tiny little mechanisms, the tight joints, this thing's tiny, which to me makes him even more impressive. So final thoughts on this guy. Let's be honest, this thing will look beautiful in photos. In fact, today's photo that you'll see at the end of the video, it features this guy. He just looks good. He's got everything cool about anything when it comes to toy photography. He's got dark colors that's kind of shiny-ish plastic, which as you can see, the light hits it, creates all kinds of shape and crazy shadow. In fact, check this out. Let's do this. Look at that. That's just cool. And now let's do that. But yeah, I mean, he's going to look great in front of the photos. I will say, unless you're sure you want to give this line a shot, they are pricey and they are made for army building. This, I said it was less than $50 with shipping. I can't remember the exact amount I got all four of them at, but I'm thinking it was right around $200 from Ami. So it's not ridiculous considering how much you're paying for other figures, but for the size, even with everything he can do, it might be something to balk at unless you look at it and really think, this bad boy's for me. I will say, for me personally, I love it. And I wish I could go deep on Diaclone, but right now he's going to join Action Force and Plunderlings as being lines that I can't really go deep on yet. But once Toypixx starts doing well and making some money, yeah, Diaclone's going to be one of those lines I'm going to have to go pretty deep on. So with all that said, folks, comment below. Let me know if you've got any Diaclone figures, and if not, is it a line you would ever consider getting into? I have to say, they're going to look great in front of the lights, but like I said before, they're not something I can go deep in just yet, but it is something I'm hoping to be able to. So, with all that said, I'm going to leave some links down below for everything you saw in the video. Those are Amazon affiliate links. And folks, today's the day along with tomorrow. It is Prime Day. And remember, we all must remember what Optimus did for us on this day. But If you're looking to hopefully save some money on some stuff you've been looking at on Amazon, use any of the links below, head over to Amazon, buy whatever you're looking for, it'll help out the channel. I much appreciate it, as I do everyone who's stuck through, watched this stuff, who's been watching my content for a while. Folks, I couldn't do it without you, and I'm really stoked to see that so many of you are into all this. So, with all that said, and until next time, have fun, and happy snapping. See ya.